Well, good morning. It is Monday, but it is not just any Monday around here. I'm actually off of work this week. But normally when I take a week off work, we have big plans already laid out and ready to go, what we're gonna do. And this time, we had nothing planned. So we got up this morning and started talking and started looking online and decided that we're gonna take a last minute camping trip up to Glenwood Springs. So we booked it right away. We found a great camping spot up in Glenwood Springs. It's in a town called Silt, Colorado, and it's a KOA up there, but the reviews are great and it's a beautiful looking campground. So we went ahead and booked it and then started getting ready to go. So I had to run and get the oil changed in the truck because we didn't really want to take it up the hill again without getting the oil changed, and Jill's been packing. And on my way home I realized it hit me that I've heard that there's some really bad mudslides on I-70, in the I-70 corridor on the way to Glenwood Springs. So I looked it up really quick and realized I-70 is closed. Like a huge chunk of I-70 is closed to Glenwood Springs, which is a really big problem because there's no quick route to that place without going on I-70. So I looked up the alternate route, and it takes you all the way up to Steamboat and over to Craig and then down south to Rifle and then back to Silt. So it looks like that's the only way to do it. I even called Glenwood Springs Police to see if there was any other way to go, and there's a southern route that goes, it's a lot shorter, but it's dirt roads and it is not passable if your total vehicle length is over 30 feet, and we're just 30 feet, just the trailer alone, so that wouldn't work for us. So we talked about it and decided we're just gonna do it. We'll get in pretty late tonight. It's gonna be a long drive though, about 6-hour drive. Thankfully, we don't have to bring all 3 dogs. Our neighbors graciously offered to watch the animals for us. And so we are bringing Maui just because he's a little bit of a pill for people to watch and pretty easy for us to handle while he's on our trip. He doesn't take up the whole back seat like Zoe. And so we're gonna be leaving here pretty soon. We hoped to get on the road by like 2, and it's already almost 4, so it's gonna be a late night when we pull into Silt, into our KOA campground tonight, but that's okay because we have a couple days there and it should be a lot of fun. Glenwood Springs is a beautiful area, famous for their hot springs, so we're bringing our swimming suits too. Maybe we'll be able to take a dip in the hot springs while we're there. So we quickly loaded up this camper and we are almost ready to go. We threw our clothes and made the beds, threw our clothes in there. Got kind of, it really doesn't take a whole lot to get ready. The storage compartment was all packed up already with our chairs and our grill and all that, so that's good to go. And I just hooked up the hitch and we're getting ready to pull out. I didn't need to bring the generator this time, so I parked that there. We're gonna leave that because we're gonna go to full hookups, so we shouldn't need any power.
Luke already filled you in on our little adventure that we are going on. It is exciting that he has this week off, and even though we didn't make any really big plans, I'm looking forward to this last minute trip that we've put together. We are on the road a little bit later than anticipated, but once again, that's what makes it an adventure, and we are just looking forward even to the trip up there. We will be driving a little bit at night, so we won't be able to show you all the views. Like he said, we are headed to Glenwood Springs. It's a beautiful area. It's actually up in Silt, Colorado. And so a really gorgeous area up there. I'm excited to show the kids what it looks like and all of you.
Well, the drive's going okay so far, but it is really disappointing that we have to go so far out of the way just to get to where we need to go. It's hard to explain, but I-70 is like the main east-west interstate that cuts through Colorado, and Glenwood Springs is on the western side, of the state. Well, we got within about 80 miles of Glenwood Springs on I-70, and then we have to go like 90 miles north, about 50 miles west, and then 90 miles south to get to where we're going. So it's just a huge detour from where we need to go. So
it's the roundabout way to get there.
And it's all because of these mudslides that have been happening, and I called the Glenwood Springs Police Department just to talk to them about it, and they said the mudslides are terrible. I guess it's been like torrential downpours in that area, and it's just literally taken the whole interstate and destroyed it. Not even just like went over it and covered it, but literally just wiped it out. So they actually closed the interstate indefinitely, so they don't even have an estimated day of when they'll open it. Anyway, it's about it's almost 8 o'clock. The sun is setting, and we have about 4 hours of driving to go. So we'll probably get there about midnight. We are at our campsite. We got in so late last night. What about midnight probably? It's actually a really nice campground. Really nice. It's kind of nestled in the valley. Over here there's a really nice view of some mountains. But also the tree with the bird on it right there is actually right by the river. So the river goes right back there alongside the campground. It's really gorgeous here. And we are in a nice big spot that is right next to a cabin. Which is fine. I know it's like, that's obnoxious. You're right next to a cabin, but it's really not that bad. Jill's working. What are you doing, Jill?
Postcards.
These are the postcards that we're sending out to you, our subscribers, that responded to the email. So we had a lot of responses. Unfortunately, we're going to try to reply to all those emails, but we're not going to. We don't have enough postcards to send.
I have a surprise.
What?
So, these are the ones from Rocky Mountain National Park. So we have the order that they came in. So the first 10 are going to get the ones from Rocky Mountain National Park. And we are up here in Silt, Colorado, and we are going to go get some more postcards for everyone else that have requested one and try and get it out to you. If you guys still want postcard requests, go ahead and email them to us, and anytime we're on a trip, I'll just kind of pull from the list as we keep going. So don't get impatient with us if you haven't got a postcard yet. We will just keep going down that list as we do different adventures and try and send you postcards from our destinations that we go to.
So anyway, it's a really nice setup. We just had breakfast out here. We had bacon and some farm fresh eggs right there cooked on the griddle. It's just gorgeous. The weather's perfect. I don't know, we might go jump in the pool and go for a walk by the river. And there's a hot springs in Glenwood we might go dip in too.
And we're surrounded by mountains. Every side that we look at, there are mountains all around us. The drive last night was not as scenic because we couldn't see anything. Luke drove through some torrential rain. He's such a good driver. You're such a good captain, babe. We are excited when we go back. We're going to do it in the daytime so we can get more video and stop and enjoy some of the towns we were driving through on our way back.
And we'll drive back on Thursday. We'll get some good footage in a little bit of the river. In fact, I'm going to take my drone out.